Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table Independent Edition. It is Friday and we're reviewing Portholes.
Welcome to the Gamers Table Independent Edition.
For the French people.
It is Friday and
They're not going to be able to hear that.
Portholes is a space strategy game set in a Luna 2 space prison. A digital voice intones,
Auto-destruct sequence initiated.
the doors of the prison cells
Welcome to the...
Shut up!
Dumbass.
Like a goddamn GPS. Shut up! The doors of the prison cells open automatically. 4 convicts, thieves, assassins, tax evaders, and politicians have to find a way to ignite the safety pod engines to flee the Luna 2 space station.
You know, once the convicts get equipped and everything, it's very hard for the guards to, hold them back.
So this is a one versus many game or
Yeah.
a one versus one game?
One player plays the guards.
Oh,
The other
stop
players
that.
play the convicts. The guards need to kill the convicts.
If that really doesn't pick it up properly, it's going to suck. But anyway.
There are 4 players that can be controlled by people amongst the group. There are always 4 of them. Whether you have 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, or 4 guys, there's going to be 4 convicts. It's similar along the lines of Fury Dracula. All 4 hunters are always in, no matter how many players.
Yeah.
And the other side is the guards. That will be a maximum on the board of 6, but could be as little as 1 and could be none if the convicts kill them all. And they are actually not that difficult to take down.
Keep in mind the convicts don't win by killing the guards, but it certainly helps if you need to find the stuff and you can kill all the guards so you don't have to worry about them being annoying to you.
And it really doesn't seem that difficult either.
Every battle is a fight to the death, dude. You cannot choose, okay, I did some damage, run away. No, you stay there until one of you is not fighting anymore.
Which is not very good since the convicts have a card in their deck that brings a convict or a guard back.
Is it just
But,
one?
I mean, why would you bring a guard back if you're the convict? But the guards don't, and the guards, unless they're meant to come back constantly, they will run out.
But it
You
says
only
in
have
the
so many
rule book
guards.
that once you die, you're out of the game. The only card we've seen that brings anybody back is in the Dexter. I don't know if there's more than one, but they found one and they brought one of their guys back. And I was playing the guards, and well, I get 3 health, and that's pretty much it. Some of the cards I have really don't help that much. You can maybe get a grenade or something like that, but each pawn only gets 1 action. It's move or attack, and then you go through the whole battle back and forth until someone's dead, which is more likely the guards.
Which is really terrible if you're the guards. You can move up next to the convict, and on the convict's turn, the convict can just move away. And the next turn's like, the guard's like, okay, fine, I'm going to move up again.
Yeah.
There's only 1 action.
But if you got enough equipment on your convicts, they can just take out the guards with very little problem,
Yeah, it is an interesting combat mechanic. It's a die roll, and there is head, left hand, right hand, 2 body, and 1 feet icons on there. And the attacker, whoever is, rolls their side, and they get, okay, I'm attempting to hit you in the feet. Then the defender rolls his die and said, well, I tried to block on my head, so you got me. But now it's my turn, so I get to attack you. Okay, I attacked you in the head. And then the defender goes, oh, well, I blocked my
It's
feet.
back and forth.
Yeah.
You're a little slow there.
Which it basically is, sort of a back and forth. And it's...
Yeah.
There are,
Trading
as I said,
punches, yeah,
there's
trading
2
blows.
bodies out there, so you'd think it'd be more likely that body blows would be blocked but we rarely ever saw anything that was blocked. It was just generally
Yeah, I think
down
in
you
the-
There
go.
was a few times. But
Entire game, last game there that we played, it was, I think it only happened 4 times that we blocked in the entire game.
it's the battle of attrition. Whoever's got the most hit points normally wins.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And guards only have 3 hit points, and I think the lowest convict has 5. But, I mean, you pile enough guards on, there is enough guards to, I think, just by attrition to kill off all of the players.
Yeah.
All the convicts.
Once you
But-
start getting that armor on, though, it's just too easy to get the guards down.
So, and there's another thing that is on the side of the guards. At the start of every round, you're going to roll a die and open a door on one of the cells. You don't have a choice on that, and
Convicts.
it's random. Yeah, the convicts are going to roll it, but unfortunately, they've opened a door. Now the guards can get in to beat on them.
Yeah.
And until the door's open, the guards can't get them. So they're searching the room safely, and then a door opens. Oh, crap, and here come the guards to kick the crap out of you.
There's, I think, 2 cards in the guards deck. One that can open up a door, with a key, and then another one that says either open or close all the doors. And I did that and trapped them in the room.
What kind of prison is this, anyways? It has stuff you could search in the cells, and that gives you like the keys,
It's contraband.
and shotguns, and all that stuff.
It's contraband.
Okay.
And the doors are just randomly opening up.
I
in the
know, that's
prison.
because of the faulty Cal 9000.
Really bad prison guards. What do you got in that package there? It's just some breadsticks. It's awfully metallic looking for a breadstick. No, it's not a shotgun. It's a breadstick, really. How did you get this into the room? But that aside, there are some other neat things like the wheels. Every one of your characters, every one of the guards has one of these wheels, and you turn the wheel to represent how much life they have, and when the wheel hits 0, that win is out. It's a neat way of recording things.
As long as you don't bump them or move them around too much, you keep it oriented towards your card or something, so the closest number to your card
Well, the guard display works pretty well for keeping that. It's
Yeah.
the
guards
convicts
good.
that don't.
Convicts are just loose on the table or something.
Yeah, the convict cards are cool too. Like they got the convicts, they got left hand, right hand, your feet stuff. So if you got foot stuff, you put it underneath, and you just have the icons showing that. Give a brief description on what the item does, and I'll actually show you in the text. Like this, for instance, is a hacker instrument. It goes in the left hand, and it's got the little icons there. It says it weighs 1 kilogram. It's got the key icon, which means it can open doors. And also has the main character who's meant to use that can use it infinitely, and it doesn't run out of actions. Which is just a really brief rundown of what it actually says verbosely on the text.
Now, it's not all sunshine and bikinis in this game. For the first thing, half of the setup, ready for this, is on the back of the boards that you have to put down to set up the game, but the setup is on the back of the board. That's not a good plan.
You know, it's the same on the back of all 3 boards.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation of what these icons are on the back.
So there is seriously some stuff missing there. Another, well, not so great one is the doors represents closed and open. The graphics are not very clear. I mean, you could sort of, okay, that's open, but is it open on this side? Is it open on both sides? They got arrows going there, but again, the artwork isn't really clear on this. And the idea you could rotate it 60 degrees or 180 degrees, okay, why would you ever want to rotate it 180 degrees? Because that would still be closed. It would just be the other color facing you.
Or the other side of the door.
Yeah.
It's like a big deal. And you flip the door around, it's still flush from the wall.
And as we said, there are several things that you come up against, and it's just not covered. The one that was causing Ken's head to pretty much explode, is there's that icon saying it's an action, and there's an icon saying it's a direct action. There's nothing ever saying what the difference between action and direct action is.
Other than
And sometimes the card had
icon.
both of those icons. So,
Yeah, well, they all did, actually.
Maybe it says on the other side of this map board.
But the guards really don't get a lot of great stuff to work with, and then the convicts get all the good stuff that beats up their hit points, which, if they beat down the guards, which is basically what happened in our last game there, they can just take the rest of the game to look for the stuff they need, and the guy who played the guards just sits there and waits for them to finish the game, or you just, okay, we're going to find it all anyway, so let's quit.
Wrapping up for Portholes. So, theme, you are escaping from a floating or lunar prison or something like that.
that's malfunctioning
Yeah.
pretty heavily.
Okay, yeah, that comes across in the theme.
What
The
actually says in there, I
artwork,
think.
the artwork being this 8-bit pixel artwork, I don't think it really applies to this game. I think it may added a layer of difficulty to how everything looked and how you're trying to figure out how things were that really wasn't necessary. Easy to play. Yes and no. Getting through the rule book because of the translation issues wasn't. The gameplay itself was fairly easy. Move a guy or do something, one thing, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Fun to play. Again, because of the rules issues and how much longer than the 45-ish minutes that you were estimating that it went on, it ends up not being a lot of fun to play because of the so many, what do I do with this? How does this work? All the time. So I give Portholes a 5.5.
Just from the gameplay itself, the guards, once the convicts get equipped and everything, it's very hard for the guards to, hold them back or whatever. But if you spend enough time with the convicts searching and beefing yourself up while the doors are locked and you're in there with the furniture to search it, then the guards can't get at you. You're free to, bulk up and get your hit points or armor on or weapons or whatever. Then you just go out and, it's like, I get in a fight. Yeah, well, I'm more likely to win. If the guards never come back, we're just going to beat them down. And eventually, after that, we'll be free to search wherever and get all the items we need. But it just seems a little limiting. I didn't care for the artwork on it, but I can't expect too much from this. It's simple enough. It's consistent, but it just doesn't work for me. I just thought the board was a little too busy. Some of the icons, the little miniatures, a little hard to see on the board. I don't know, just maybe a little too small, maybe larger pieces or something would have been nicer. Although they're neat little sculptures. But overall, the gameplay and the rule book, I just wasn't too happy with it. And some of the setup being on the backs of the boards, that doesn't really help. And there's no explanation for a lot of the icons and things in here. It's just not quite thought through well enough, I don't think.
I think, though, I just want to clarify one point you're making. You're talking about the rules and how they're written in the rule book. Because layout, this thing is really a nice looking rule book.
Yeah, it's not bad there.
It's just
There's
with the words that are in there.
It's the wording, the
Yeah.
grammar, and just not everything's quite fully explained, but the layout is nice. And Craig's right, yeah, there's some nice diagrams and things in here. Nice full color stuff. That's really good. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
A lot of things I had issue with, like you have all these cards, but you have no reference cards. You got a rule book, but you have setup on the backs of the boards. That's just a bad idea, I think. But it's not all bad. They got a lot of good things going on in the game. I like the carry weight for the convicts. They can only carry so much, depending on what they are. The different hit locations and the different locations where you can equip your different weapons or items. And I also like the hexes for moving around the health. I gave Portholes a 4. But there's a definite good idea, good theme happening with this game. There's just a lot of stuff that needs to be made more clear. Little thing like just putting all this stuff that's supposed to be in the rulebook and leave the game boards to be as game boards. Or if you're going to put text on the game boards for setup, put it at the side of the game board. Don't put it on the opposite side where you got to flip everything upside down in order to see it. It seems like a waste of space not being able to use the other side, but
Yeah, it would have been better to have a different prison layout on the other side to give more replay value to this.
yeah. I think there's a great game, a lot of great ideas happening. It just didn't do it.
Yeah, and just to make sure, we didn't miss it, that the 4 characters were Nichelle and Doohan and Takei and William. We got it!
You mean Tiki?
Yeah, well, that's how it's written. Anyway, so that's it for this episode of the Gamers Table Independent Edition. Tune in next time where we review another independent game.
Because that's what we do.
It is Friday and we are reviewing Portholes. No, One player.
No.
Play.
That's